Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new around here, hello, my name is Charlotte. You should stick around and definitely subscribe. I am back in this background, which this kind of era of my channel I've never seen before. I used to film with this background back when I first started booktube, like 2017 or like 2016, I can't remember. I'm here today to do a video which I've been meaning to do for a while. Like, I came up with the idea, I cannot remember when, maybe like a month ago. I've been putting off doing it just to find the right time to do it, but we are here, I have time to film it. So you already kind of know what this video is going to kind of entail from the title of this video. But I'm going to let Spotify kind of give you all book recommendations. And you're probably thinking, Charlotte, how does that work? Well, I'm about to explain. So here on my trusty Spotify, which is linked in the description below if you want to go follow me and look at all my playlists, I have a playlist which I curated for my 19th birthday. It was meant to just be like Charlotte's 19th birthday, like party playlist, whoop whoop, even though I wasn't really doing a party, it was just like prees. And then I kind of just turned it into like my general playlist, like songs that are my faves and I love, and I can just put the playlist on shuffle and it will just play songs I love. It's got 361 songs on it and it is 21 hours and 33 minutes long. It is a very long playlist and I very much love it. It's just my playlist that I shove on whenever I just need some bops. I just wanted to point out, excuse if the lighting always changes because I'm literally by windows right here. Lighting changes, the sun moves. So basically I'm just going to shuffle the playlist, and then whatever song comes on I'm going to try and give you guys a book recommendation based off that song. This is probably going to be really hard because the song will come on and I'll go, oh, I don't know. This is it, kids. I'm recommend you books based off of my Spotify playlist. 3, 2, 1. Wow, I'm nervous. Like, this one's gonna be quite, not easy, but I've got an idea in my head. So that's Preacher Man by The Driver Era. I'm kind of thinking a song about somebody who's going like, I've lived an up and down life. I've lived a life where I'm like, I've done things that maybe aren't the best. I'm praying to God. I'm praying to someone to help me like sort my life out. So I'm kind of not going for a book, which is kind of cheating, but it's kind of going for a series of characters, or kind of like a trend of characters within a world. Cassandra Clare Shadowhunter world, because I feel like there's a lot of characters within her stories, within her world, have these moments where they're like, oh god, like, I've messed up. So characters like that, I feel like maybe like Jace Wayland, Matthew Fairchild, maybe Magnus Bane, and maybe like Will Herondale. This is a great start. I haven't even recommended a book, I've just recommended a whole like world, which is like 17 books long at the moment. This is a mess. I didn't really think how hard this was gonna be. Second song, let's just pray this is not as bad. Oh, this is going so bad. Oh god, I'm gonna have to scrap this video. No, sticking with it. Right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I think I could do something for this.
So Waterfalls by TLC. A lot of these answers are going to be like a stream of consciousness, like a personal to me. So they might not make sense to you, but for me, they do. For this one, I'm going to go with The Maze Runner. Some of you might have caught on, some of you might not. Some of you are thinking, how does Waterfalls connect to The Maze Runner? The reason why Waterfalls is on that playlist is because of one person, is because of a film.
I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms have come and gone, leaving a trace of not what God given me. Is it because my life in 10 shades of grey? I pray all 10 fade away, seldom praising for the sunny day.
If you have not seen the film We're the Millers with Will Poulter, the ultimate love of my life, his character does a rap that like everyone's like, you are a nerd, how do you know the lyrics to this song? And he starts rapping the,
I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms have come and gone, leaving a trace of not what God given me.
Obviously the song's a banger, but that is the main reason why that song is on that playlist. Who also is in the Maze Runner film? Will Poulter. This is a mess of a video. If this is your first video of mine that you're watching, hello, I'm chaotic. Waterfalls TLC, I'm recommending you The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Let's move on. 3, 2, 1. I could bop to that song all day. That is Down with the Trumpets by Rizzle Cakes. If you don't know Rizzle Cakes, they're a British kind of like duo, rappy, singy band. They're great. They hit their like peak in like 2012, 2013, and they're from my hometowns. I feel like I do have one for this. I've completely changed my mind what book I'm going to go for, and you're thinking, Charlotte, how is this book ever related to Down with the Trumpets by Rizzle Cakes, or Rizzle Cakes in general? But I'm going to go with Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This song came out and was like a bop and was really popular when I was in year 8, so I was like, 12, 13. One of the girls I was friends with back then, she loved, and like a whole group really got into Rizzle Kicks. Also around that time, we all became obsessed with the film Never Let Me Go, and I always relate that film back to that time and those friends and like that year. I was gonna go with something like The Vampire Diaries, but I don't think that really reminds me of Down with the Trumpets, and I don't think Never Let Me Go really reminds me of Down with the Trumpets, but it reminds me of that year, of that kind of period in my life. I have read the book and I do enjoy the film more. I think if I had read the book before, it might be different. I watched the film like years ago when I was a kid, and I haven't really seen it since, and I really want to. But the book, I think because it's more adult, it's more complex, and I was a bit like, I was still a few years ago and I was like, oh my god, I don't understand it. Or I do understand it because I know the story, but it was a bit too like much for me. So the film was really good. So I recommend both, because the film's also got like Keira Knightley, Carey Mulligan and like Andrew Garfield in it, and it's great, and it's really sad but great. So Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro from Down with the Trumpets. What is this video? So number 4, here we go.
Oh, I know what I can go for this one.
So we all know that song, that is Africa by Toto. That is an 80s classic, and I feel like my love for it has gone down. Not trying to be that person, but I used to love that song before like everyone loved it and before it kind of became a meme. I was thinking I could have gone for a song that's about community, because bear with me, maybe a couple of years ago there was like a running joke or like a Facebook event that was made, because I'm from Brighton, and there was basically a Facebook event where people were going to go down to the West Pier and sing Africa by Toto to the West Pier. Everyone thought it was a joke, you know, you went, oh, I'm interested in it because it's a joke. It's a joke. People actually did it. So I was like, oh, community. But no, I'm gonna go for, this is the actual kind of legit recommendation now. I'm gonna go for The Devouring Grey by Christine Lee Herman. This song, obviously it's 80s and it reminds me of Stranger Things because it was in Stranger Things.
Idiot Steve Harrington.
You're beautiful, Nancy Wheeler.
The Devouring Grey by Christine Lee Herman is also very much compared to Stranger Things. Don't really need to give any sort of explanation, but if you like Stranger Things, if you like Riverdale-esque feeling, kind of, even though I don't like Riverdale, then I think you'll enjoy The Devouring Grey, because it's got that kind of like small town community, weird supernatural thing going on, taking people, special powers sort of feel, and it's all about founding families. I would definitely recommend The Devouring Grey by Christine Lee Herman, based off a recommendation of Africa by Toto. Number 5. So I'm been filming for about 20 minutes now. Maybe I might do a couple more after this, but we'll see. 3, 2, 1.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't start coming.
I feel like I would have to go for some sort of like jokey book. This song is a classic. It's like a throwback classic. It's also a meme. It's also culturally one of the biggest memes of all time. So a book that's like culturally the biggest meme of all time, 50 Shades of Grey. I was like Percy Jackson, but like, because you know it's funny, but that's not really a strong argument. I think I'm gonna have to go for the culturally one of the biggest memes of all time, and I might have to go for like Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey. So they're both obviously in the same realm because one of them is a fan fiction of the other. That's my recommendation. It's a very loose, flimsy recommendation, but I think that's like a motivation for me to do 2 more, so they're not so flimsy and it's not so bad. This video is chaotic. Welcome to my channel. Let's do a couple more just so we can try and get some more stronger ones in there. I know people like Therese and Andrew who have done videos where they recommend you books based off songs, and they actually like plan it, and they actually, obviously I can't really plan this one because this is on shuffle. They know what books they're going to recommend. My camera battery just died, but what I was saying is this channel is chaotic, my life is chaotic. That was a chaotic recommendation. Let's move on. Let's try and see if we can get something better. We'll do a couple more and then I'll probably end it because this is going away a whole lot more chaotic and random than I actually planned.
Gotta see it to believe it. Sky never looks so blue, so hard to leave it. That's what I always do, so I keep thinking back to a time under the canyon road.
So this is Canyon Moon by Harry Styles off of his amazing new album, Fine Line. This song, just by kind of going off the first few lyrics, it's kind of like looking back on a time you really liked, like a moment in your kind of maybe your relationship or just your life in general that you're like, I really have great memories about that. I really want to go back. I'm looking back on it and it's just so beautiful. I actually have a physical book because I was able to grab it off my shelf. This book is about kind of like looking back, wanting to relive, wanting to go back to the good times, to a time that you really like enjoyed and you have really good memories is about. This I'm going to recommend you, Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This book is about a kid called Jack, and he meets Kate at a party, automatically just like falls in love with her, and they start a relationship, but then Kate dies. He then, for some reason, is able to go back in time and relive and go back to that moment where they met at the party, and he's able to basically relive those months that they were dating before she dies to hopefully save her and to hopefully put their life back on track so she doesn't die, and then they can live their life and he doesn't have to lose her. Even though this one's more a bit time travel-y, death, whereas that one's just like looking back, it's just metaphorically and just in your mind looking back. This is literal going back to those times with a little bit of Groundhog Day, I want to change the world sort of thing. This is a really great book. I think I rated it like a 4 out of 5 stars, and it was my first read by Justin A. Reynolds. I don't know if this is his debut novel or not. I will definitely wanting to read some more of his books. I enjoyed this a whole hell of a lot. So we're gonna go for the last one. I'm kind of hoping this will be a bit chaotic and like not serious, but at the same time, I had a lot of those and I feel like we deserve to have a proper recommendation for once. Obviously the last one was, but to end it on a good note. That is Gotta Be Me from Teen Beach Movie 2, which is a great film. This song is obviously, it's in the title, it's about I gotta be me, gotta move those feet, you gotta not care what anybody else thinks, and you're just gotta be you. I feel like I could recommend so many books based off this song, because being you and believing in yourself and just being your true self is obviously a very common theme throughout a lot of YA contemporary books. I have a few that come to my mind, kind of what books like Angie Thomas's like The Hate You Give and On the Come Up. I could also go with some books like Geekerella, because it's all about being you and your fandom self. But the one book I will be recommending, because I think this one's a really good one to go for, and it's kind of like the central theme, like basically the main theme throughout this book, and it also has a film to go along with it, and the film is great, so I really recommend that as well, is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This book is about our main character August. Basically since birth he has this like facial deformity, and he's had loads of surgeries to kind of help his face, which has obviously made his face not look normal or not look like your average human being. And he's never been to mainstream school, and then eventually he does, and it's all about him trying to fit in. And obviously when he goes to school and people see his face and how it's not like everybody else's, he struggles and people stare and he kind of gets bullied a little bit, and it's all about him and his parents kind of trying to say to him like, you can't let these people get you down, like you are special, August, because you are different. Some people might think you're weird and not normal because you're different, but you are so special and you are your own person because you are different. And it's about him building these friendships and just putting himself out there in life, because this is the first time that he's really been without his parents and he's living a life where he's surrounded by loads of other people. So it's about him building that courage as a young boy to be like, this is me and I'm gonna be me because I'm great. I definitely recommend the film as well. It is, I think it's written and directed by Stephen Chbosky, who obviously wrote Perks of Being a Wallflower, and it's got Julia Roberts, Owen Wilson and Jacob Tremblay as August in it, and it's brilliant and I love it. The film was really good and so heartwarming, and so like it made me cry. Like I think both the book and the film made me cry, and like I think it's one of my favourite adaptations, because even though I wasn't going to be like super picky about it as an adaptation, because in a sense it's all about the message, it's about the message of the film or the story that's most important, it still was a really good adaptation, and just I think it's one of my favourites and I love it a whole hell of a lot. So that is it for the Spotify recommends you books, whatever I'm going to call it. It was chaotic and some of them was a joke. I'm sorry if you came into this video thinking I'm going to get so many deep, amazing book song recommendations. We got some. So if you do want to go check out that playlist or any of my playlists, because I make a lot of character centered playlists and kind of actor centered playlists, because that's just who I am, then go check me out. The link is in the description below in my kind of social media section. If you are new around here and you're thinking, who is this girl? She's crazy. Welcome. I would still could subscribe, because if you need a break from like normalcy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are actually any better book recommendations that you would give based off some of these songs. Turn on my notification bell so you know when I'm going to upload. Like this video, comment, do all that stuff. All my social media links are in the description below, and I will see you all in my next video.